Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Cartoon Hotspot, and today, as you can see from the title of the video, I'll be analysing the Miraculous Ladybug New York special. This has been a very long awaited video because after months and months of just hearing news, seeing tweets from Thomas Astruc on Twitter, we finally got the New York special that we've been waiting for. And I'm pretty sure season 3 was aired December 2019, and with the whole coronavirus and the lockdown and everything, it's been a roughly 10 and 9 months since we've actually got an episode from Miraculous. But we're back now, and today I'll be discussing what was good in the New York special, what was bad about it, my overall judgment, and what would I've liked to see in the Shanghai special. Before we actually get into this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and turn on that bell button to receive a notification whenever I post. So the special started off with a fight scene. I'm pretty sure it was Ladybug and Cat Noir against Mr. Pigeon for what seemed like the 55th time. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Alia who mentioned a number. I don't know. This bit was okay, I guess. It wasn't needed. I'm kind of tired of seeing Mr. Pigeon again. I'm pretty sure everyone else is tired of seeing Mr. Pigeon for like God knows how many times we've seen him. And I also really liked how we saw the Cosmo Bug and Astro Cat. Yeah, Cosmo Bug and Astro Cat. I think that was cool to see, and it foreshadowed that we were going to see more of that later on in the special. So we find out that Marinette and her classmates are heading over to New York for French-American Friendship Week, and obviously Adrian won't be allowed to go. We also find out that Miss Bustier won't be able to go to New York because she's pregnant, and to be honest, that was cute, but I don't think I needed to see this, especially how it linked to Mrs. Mendeleev, who apparently had this character arc of her, not being liked by students. And this was actually tweeted by Thomas Astruc in French, and I will actually read this out to you. He said that the first version of the script could have been made a 2-hour movie. There was indeed a story arc on Mendeleev, on Mr. Damocles, on Chloe. We had to cut a lot of stuff. Some sequences have remained animatic. Maybe I'll share them one day. So we do know that Miss Mendeleev had a much bigger role in the New York special, and so did Chloe, and so did Mr. Damocles, because a lot of people, and I've been seeing on Twitter, on Instagram and everything, a lot of people were kind of disappointed that we didn't really see much of Chloe other than her being a brat, because predominantly season 3 ended with Chloe making a big bad decision, and for her to not have any relevance or any plot hole, storyline, anything in the New York special was just kind of as if like the writers forgot about Chloe. But I guess it's too early to say that the writers forgot about her because season 4 hasn't even been released yet, so who knows, maybe we'll get more of Chloe in season 4, maybe we won't. On the note of Mrs. Mendeleev, I just didn't understand why she was shown to be quite upset when the kids found her uncool or said like little things like that. I think it was Rose and Alex on the plane that said Miss Bustier would have preferred this, blah blah blah. I don't see why they left that scene in of her feeling sad if she wasn't even going to have a prominent role in the New York special. I just felt like this was last minute, and I can appreciate that this was done during quarantine, during lockdown, so there might be like small inconsistencies and errors, which we can let them slide. Don't worry, Thomas Astruc, we still love you. So Marinette goes to Adrian's house to convince Gable into letting his son go on the trip. Gable says yes, though only so that he could have an excuse to go too and obtain what he's searching for. Right after, Tiki asks Marinette who's going to protect Paris while she's away, and later that night, Ladybug asks Cat Noir to watch over Paris and to call her when there's an Akuma attack. But because Adrian is now allowed to go on the trip, he can't do what Ladybug asks him to do, but Plaid convinces him that Ladybug won't find out. The next day we see Luca and Marinette, and obviously our girl is late for the bus as usual, so Luca takes her on his bike. I absolutely love the continuity because it's not as if the writers just discarded the ending of the season 3 finale. We know that Marinette and Adrian are going their separate ways, or so they claim they are. And then on the plane, Marinette is seated next to Adrian but tells Alia that she needs a little more training to being just Adrian's friend. And to be honest, I actually quite like this as well. I think it was once again a great continuity and a hint to Marinette's future character development that may occur in season 4. And this actually leads me on to one of the cutest scenes, or at least in my opinion. Adrian thanks Marinette for managing to convince his father. Whilst our favourite lovebirds are staring at the beautiful sunset, Alia and Nino devise a plan to help Adrian and Marinette become closer. I think this was nice to see because it heavily emphasised just how unclear both Marinette and Adrian are about their feelings. Like, both of them claim to be just friends, but even Alia and Nino know that isn't the case, and we know that too. On the plane, we also get introduced to Nayar, Majestia, Uncanny Valley, Sparrow, and Techno Pirate. And to be honest, I don't know why, but this fight scene or whatever it was didn't really have an impact on me. I didn't really actually care for it. I found it boring, and the villain as well, like Techno Pirate for real, like steals technology. No. I just I didn't really care for it anymore. But what I did care for were Uncanny Valley and Sparrow. So on the coach, Alia mentions how she saw Adrian and Marinette staring at the sunset together, and Marinette claims that friends stare at sunsets all the time. Can I just mention how much of a mood Alia is here? Like, I'm pretty sure the whole Miraculous Ladybug fandom is fed up of the just friends line. Like, just give her a rest. Like, it just annoys me so much. Like, it was actually getting on my nerves a lot as the special progress, because it just got so annoying. Like, friends don't do the things that Marinette and Adrian were doing in the episode. Friends don't do some of those things, okay? More than friends do that. And the fact they just kept throwing, oh, we're friends, we're just friends, oh, Adrian, he's just a friend, like, it just started to get on my nerves a little bit. In fact, a lot. It got on my nerves a lot. Oh, another thing I should mention before I go on is I've noticed that a lot of fans also realised that Marinette's voice was seemingly deeper than her higher pitched tone from seasons 2 and 3. Fans weren't really sure whether this was done intentionally or if this was just by accident, because I heard, don't take my word for it, but I heard that they didn't actually get to, record in the actual recording booth and they had to record from home. Again, don't take my word from it. I'm not 100% sure. Other sources have said that this was done intentionally because it signifies Marinette's character growth and character development and how she's finally maturing from her childish acts of, just being creepily obsessed with Adrian. To be honest, I actually really like the deeper voice. I think it was way better. I don't know, like, for me, squeaky voices don't really sound realistic enough for me. And I feel like Marinette's voice was way too squeaky and high pitched in seasons 2 and 3, that she didn't even sound like a normal teenager. She just sounded like a child, considering the fact that she's Ladybug and she's like, what, Paris' superhero. I just found it off. So we then get introduced to Jess and Aeon. Now, what I probably love most about the special is the amazing writing surrounding both Jess and Aeon's mini story arc, because even though we only just got introduced to them, it wasn't the case that they were sort of background characters or anything. They were pretty much, in fact, like, very much relevant in this special, and I would probably argue that their storyline was probably the best for me personally. For me, I feel like Jess and Aeon's character arc was kind of like a parallel and mirror image to Ladybug and Cat Noir, in the sense that they've always been told what to do and have never been able to make decisions for themselves and be the heroes they're destined to be. Sort of like they've been constrained to, not reaching their full potential because of what the adult superheroes have told them to do. Like, they can be better superheroes, it's just that they just haven't been given the chance to. Whereas Ladybug and Cat Noir have pretty much never been told what to do and have always solely been independent, which does have its negative sides because, like, you need adult guidance and it does get a bit rough doing it on your own and not always have the advice available to you. So I just really liked how we got introduced to these characters who were completely opposite and have a completely opposite problem, completely different problem to Ladybug and Cat Noir. And it's like they've met their mirror images to each other, and I don't know, like, I don't know if I'm making sense at this point, but it was so cool to see and really nice to see as well. Now, one of my favorite scenes, and most likely the fandom favorite scenes as well, was the Adrian Moonlight dance. Oh my gosh, I can't even put to words how much the scene melted my heart. It was just so beautiful and just so, like, sweet and not cringy whatsoever. But a plot hole I did find was that Adrian mentioned they danced to that same song for Chloe's birthday party, but only it wasn't Chloe's birthday party. It was a party that Chloe threw for her classmates to apologize for getting them in trouble, back in season 2, episode 2, Despair Bear. Yeah, I don't know if this was a tiny error on the writer's part, but I mean, it wasn't really a tiny error. Like a lot of people clocked onto that as well. The following day, the class go on a school trip to the museum where Jess and Aeon suggest a way to bring Marinette and Adrian closer together. The two, with the help of Nino and Alia, manage to get the two lovebirds alone in a room where they receive the news that Robustus has returned back in Paris. They're soon interrupted by the akumatized techno pirate, who's now Technolizer, who breaks into the museum and uses as a decoy only for Hawkmoth to steal a necklace he believes is the Eagle Miraculous. But soon enough, Cat Noir and Ladybug find out that both of them are actually in New York and not in Paris, causing Ladybug to have a go at Cat Noir for not telling her he was leaving. But Cat Noir states that he was afraid of disappointing her, that's why he didn't tell her. This results in Ladybug saying that she can't trust him anymore, leading to Cat Noir accidentally killing Uncanny Valley. Soon enough, the heroes are joined by Majestia and Nayar, who ordered them to hand over their miraculouses, but not before Ladybug is able to revive Uncanny Valley with her lucky charm. The duo escape, but by then it's too late to return to Paris, as Robustus has already disappeared. Here we learn how Ladybug's powers work.
My power allows me to create a magical object that repairs damage caused by a specific villain, but the villain is already gone.
Then there's no longer a chance for repairs?
A lot of people have said that Ladybug was overreacting and was a little bit harsh on Cat Noir, but if I'm being honest with you, I think this was a perfectly normal response, because I know that Cat Noir didn't want to disappoint Ladybug, but this could have all been avoided if you just told her the truth in the first place, and I can see why Ladybug was so upset. It's their sole responsibility to protect Paris, and because both of them were absent, Paris was left alone in the hands of evil and destruction. So I can honestly understand where both characters were coming from. So after, Adrian renounces Plague and his identity as Cat Noir and hands over his miraculous to Ladybug before she even gets the chance to stop him. And hands down, I could say, like, I really did not see this coming, which is great, and I'm pretty sure the fandom didn't see this coming at all, because the writing behind this, like the thought process, everything that was put into the scene was just spot on. Because I don't know, the character arcs, the development was just, it was just so beautiful. Because I can appreciate that even superheroes like Ladybug and Cat Noir have their setbacks, and I really did think at first, with the way Miraculous was going, that they were portraying Adrian and Lady Noir as having this perfect relationship, when in reality, that's not the case. That's not how relationships work. In order for them to grow as a couple and grow as a superhero team in the future, they had to have this misunderstanding. They had to have this setback and this argument. And they really just had to have a rocky path, I guess you could say. So, yeah, great thought into this scene. And I've been seeing on Twitter, a lot of people actually think Cat Noir acts silly, when in reality Adrian is nothing like Cat Noir. I guess you could say it's true, but I think this was done deliberately, because for Adrian, being Cat Noir is an escape from his everyday life. It's a facade he puts on to forget what his life is like, being locked up at home and having an overbearing and controlling parent. But sooner or later, that wall was about to crumble down. You can only hide that for so long. You can only hide your deepest fears for so long. And it was inevitable that his vulnerable side was going to show, and that was disappointing his one true love, which is Ladybug. So back at the hotel, both Aeon and Jess get told off by Majestia and Nightowl, who in the civilian form are an LGBT couple. Great representation, by the way. And once again, even though we've only relatively been introduced to these characters, I love the growth that Jess shows, especially by standing up to her mum and saying that in order for her to actually become the best hero she can be, she needs to be able to spread her wings and fly, which has relevance in a later scene. One of my favourite scenes was where Alia finally got sick and tired of Marinette's denial of her feelings towards Adrian after he left New York. And I'm pretty sure Alia represented the whole fandom at this point, because it only started to bug me a little bit. How many times has the phrase "just friends" been said in the space of 30 minutes? And finally, Marinette runs after Adrian's car, stating that she can't lose Adrian the same way that she lost Cat Noir. But girl, that is Cat Noir.
Adrian! Stay! I already lost Cat Noir. I can't lose Adrian too. No! Come back! You have to stay! Adrian, I love you.
Towards the end of the special, Aeon tells Jess that they need to take action despite the fact that adults told them not to. And I really admire Aeon because sis got cataclysmed and she kept it moving. It's like it didn't even phase her that she basically died. And at this point, Technopirate has become Miraculinizer with the aid of the Eagle Miraculous and uses it against the adult superheroes, causing major destruction. Aeon is able to find Marinette, who denies that she is Ladybug, but she explains that Ladybug's quantum masking is intended to confuse humans. So now we finally know why nobody actually recognizes Marinette and Adrian as the superhero personas. She finds Adrian on his plane to Paris and plays a recording of Ladybug saying that she cannot imagine being Ladybug without Cat Noir. The two lovebirds, although they don't know it yet, finally reunite, and by working together, the superheroes are able to defeat Miraculinizer and free the adults. Jess gets the Eagle Miraculous and is now the sole owner. And the final thing that I loved about this New York special was the ending, especially, and it was basically another guardian, an indigenous man, I believe, with his own miracle box, and he demanded for the Eagle Miraculous to be returned, but Jess, or her superhero name is Eagle, proposes the idea that instead they should help start a new generation of heroes in New York. And in my head I was like, what? So there are other Miraculouses out there, there are other Guardians out there. How many other Miraculouses are there, and how did they even find out that the Eagle Miraculous had been activated? Can we also appreciate how Hawkmoth is finally using some common sense? Like, can we just actually take a moment to think about this? It's been since 3 seasons and Hawkmoth has gotten nowhere, but this is the closest to success that he's actually gotten to. Like, he's actually finally applying some common sense. So what did I actually like about the New York special? The Adrianette scenes, the Lady Noir scenes, the Lady Noir argument, Jess and Aeon's character growth and development in general. And I liked how Night Owl was the one to say it's time that she came out to the world, and the legendary Night Owl and Majestia were men, but we're women. And it just showed like society's just ever evolving, and you know, it was just so nice to see that. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube video. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and turn on that bell button to receive a notification whenever I post. If you have anything you want to say, any thoughts, theories, if you agree, disagree with me, comment them down below and let's have a discussion. Bye.